In today's video, we're going to be discussing a stock that is setting up for a big move tomorrow and why you should keep it in your watch list. We're also going to look at Tesla and discuss why it made the massive move that it made and what to expect tomorrow as well. Alright, y'all, let's dive into the charts right off the bat, the overall market. Now, we got the Nasdaq. The Nasdaq is still cooking sideways. It's still chopping kind of on a daily. Today was decent price action to the bull side. It doesn't look like it wants to collapse. And right now, it looks like we're about to make a new high. It looks like it. We're not very far away. We're only about 131 points away from making new highs. Now we're going to look at QQQ, which is also the Nasdaq. There is a structure forming on there, which could be very profitable within the next few days. For those of you who like to trade SPY/GQQ, on the 1 hour, I see a bullish pennant on there, which the structure is nice. The only doubts, or the only thing that I may not like very much, that might be a little sus, all right, is that it's kind of breaking out a little too soon. Ideally, I like things to just cook sideways for days and days and days before really breaking out. But when you zoom in right here, it looks like it's already out. It looks like it wants to make its move higher sooner rather than later. All right. So for tomorrow, I am leaning bullish on the markets. I don't think the bulls are done quite yet. I think this whole week is going to be a bullish week before maybe we experience some type of turbulence. Now, a lot of y'all have questions like, how high could QQQ go? For those of you who trade QQQ options, QQQ could go up to tomorrow. I think 490 wouldn't be too much to ask. I definitely think that that's a possibility. Right now, the futures, they're not really moving much, which is a good sign. All right, so again, we'll see how things turn out at the open. Now, let's check out the stock that is setting up for a big move. All right, that stock is none other than Morgan Stanley. The last time I said Morgan Sachs, Morgan Stanley. All right, it's looking pretty good. In the last video, one of the top 3 stocks that I shared with you guys, which surprisingly ended up doing the best, even though it wasn't my favorite, it was Bank of America, surprisingly. But with this one, Morgan Stanley, again, the banks are bullish. Y'all see the alerts that I have on here? Like, it's pretty obvious what my thoughts are. There is an ascending triangle on the chart right there that broke out in the last hour right there and closed kind of strong. They closed kind of strong. I say kind of because the volume of the stock itself, I mean, it says right here 5.5 billion on the day. But when I look at the bottom here, it looks like it doesn't look like a stock that's been trading millions in shares traded. All right. But overall, the structure is there. What it's not supposed to do, I'm going to share that with y'all right now. What the stock is not supposed to do is creep back in here and for this bell to ring. If that happens, leave the stock alone. It's not going to run. All right. But what I am looking forward to for this one, especially for tomorrow, is for a green candle that looks like this, where we pop up like that above 100. We close strongly above 100 with major volume, at least volume that's as big as this one right here. This is what, 1.6 million. We want to see something like that out the gates. All right, that will be strong signs for a massive move up to $102 tomorrow. All right, I do think that the other banks will follow suit, so keep that in mind. It's just that whole little sector of banks, they've been doing well this week, and I think they're going to continue on with this move. Now, Tesla, let's discuss Tesla. All right, why did Tesla make such a massive move? Now, with this one, Tesla had a very beautiful structure on the 4-hour charts. All right, the structure that is on Tesla, let me share with you guys the Discord. Now, this is the Friday Yellow Candidates. I dedicated this specific channel to Tesla since the, let's scroll up, since June 11th, I believe. There you go. There you go. All right, so this is the one that I gave out in the Discord since June 11th. I was looking for this structure to play out perfectly, and for that support right here to hold, and later a breakout to occur within a few days. The price target that I had on this one. Now I can pause the video at any time to really read what I have going on here. But the price target that I had after that support line held was 230 bucks. I even gave out a contract, an ideal contract to buy for the massive move that was going to happen. And at the time that I gave it, which was on the 11th, those contracts were worth 200 bucks. All right, and they, today they ended up being worth 3,000 per contract. And as you can see, this thing just kept going and going and going. Game plan was there. The bottom alert did not ring. The alert that was at like 173. After it broke out, it just stayed low right here. It just kept going sideways, and then eventually it picked up. It just kept picking up, and I kept updating the Discord about it for the move up to 230. Now, before they announced the delivery numbers, I had a feeling that it was going to be positive, because again, the way that I trade is that the news validates the structure usually most of the time. All right, and it turns out that that's what we got this morning. They put out the delivery numbers, and obviously the stock flew. All right, and those contracts were up by a ton. Like I said, y'all can pause the video to really read what I have going on here. All right, but at around, like, let's see here. So first we open up really high, and then we trade sideways at around 220, and then finally we break out for the final move up to 230. All right, and at around like 9:22 a.m., an hour after the market opened, it was time to collect and to get out of Tesla. All right, so this is how some of my members did today. As you can see, somebody was up by 4,500. If we scroll up some more, we can see another person was up by $2,500, 1.9 pounds. All right, another person tripled their money with Tesla going long. As you can see, this is the same exact chart, and it looks like they got runners going into tomorrow. And I honestly don't think Tesla is quite done yet. All right, this right here was from a day trade that I took today, which I'm also going to share with y'all. And then somebody else, this is definitely a runner. They bought those contracts for like $68 yesterday, and right now they're worth $1,000 per contract. Obviously they sold most of it because they only got one runner going into tomorrow, but hopefully that one is probably gonna double, because I do think that it has more room to go to maybe 235. All right, somebody else ended up making $1,000, doubling their money with Tesla. All right, so that's pretty much how some of my members did. And with Tesla itself, the gap is on the daily, it's on the left hand side. Yeah, the gap is right here, and there's two gaps actually. There's two gaps. So there's one right here at above 230 to 235, and then there's also another one which hasn't gotten filled yet, and I think this is achievable soon. All right, so definitely keep your eyes on this one. Congratulations if you made some money on it. The structure was there on a daily. I think somebody way back then even like mentioned the triangle on Tesla, which you were absolutely correct. All right, we definitely made money on that one, and maybe it might. Watch what happens tomorrow. If it opens above 232, it could continue to creep higher and higher within the next few days. All right, now let's discuss the other two stocks that I've mentioned in the previous video. First one, Caterpillar, which didn't do well at all. I thought it would do a lot better than Bank of America, But unfortunately for this one, it opened up higher and immediately sold off. This is not what you want to see, and this is definitely not something that you want to chase. All right. I had HD, which I did take a loss on. I lost money on HD because I thought it looked the best. Obviously, Bank of America turned out to be the best, but this one I had to take a loss right here, right when it got below the stop loss that I had of 333 before it really started to go down. All right, so hopefully y'all did not chase it out the gates, because it didn't give you a reason to chase it out the gates. A reason that looks like this, a green candle like that with big volume. It didn't give that, so there was no reason for y'all to chase this one. Now, Bank of America, let's look at it. Bank of America. So as you can see, this is the whole structure, right? We have the breakout just like the other two. This one ended up doing really well. It peaked in the morning, first opportunity to make money on it. Obviously this is really rapid, all right, but the price target that I gave y'all in that video was 41 and 30 cents, and right now it looks like it's about to get there tomorrow. So if you are holding Bank of America, congratulations, you got paid. All right, so that's my honest thoughts on all of these stocks, and that is the end of the video. Do not forget to annihilate the like button. As always, I make these videos from Sunday to Thursday at exactly 10 p.m. Eastern time. All right, so definitely click on that subscribe button and click on that notification bell. That way you don't miss out on these videos. I wanted to make a video yesterday, but I ended up getting home after midnight. So yeah, if you'd like to be part of a private Discord community where you can get all of this information in real time as I see them, along with the details of the contracts that I buy, when I buy them, the price target, stop loss, and most importantly, the reason why I take the trades that I take to begin with. That way you get to learn along the way. You can find that as the first link in the description of the video below. Don't forget to follow me on social media at Paul Nguma and the Patternology Lab on Instagram and on X. And lastly, to get some free stocks with Webull, you can use the third link in the description of the video below. Once again, ladies and gentlemen, this is Patternology Lab, where we trade patterns and patterns only. And I will see all of you in tomorrow night's video.